Hi, I'm Teresa Sigmund, founder of Seam Sensational and creator of the Sew Like a Pro training series, and I am delighted that you have joined me today. Let's talk about how to store your dress. Be it a ball gown, a Latin dress, or a skate dress, your storage is going to be all the same. And let's cover some basics on how to prolong the life of your dress. So let's face it, our sweat is typically very acidic. Most of our bodies in modern day worlds are acidic, as opposed to having a neutral, healthy pH. Therefore, your sweat is also acidic, and it can very easily destroy your dress as the years go on. It's not going to eat a hole in it, of course, but it does degrade the fibers little by little as the years pass. So, how do you try to avoid that? One, you want to avoid storing your dress when it's damp. So like if you've just done a hard round of dancing or skating and your dress is soaked, let it completely hang out before you store it. Now obviously if you are at a competition and you jump on the plane and it's, you're shoving it in your bag and it's still wet, totally fine. As soon as you get home, take it out, hang it up in a spare bedroom or someplace that you don't go, or even on your front porch if it's not dusty, and just let it completely air out before storing it. So that's rule number one. Don't store a sweaty or otherwise damp dress. Ditto with if you washed it. Don't store it damp. Make sure it's completely dry before you store it. Now, what do you store it in? I have some clients who wrap it in a sheet and slide it up underneath their bed. I think that's a great option. A cotton sheet is fantastic because it allows the dress to breathe, and even if it is slightly damp, the airflow around it will still stop it from mildewing. Okay, so that is one option if you have the space underneath your bed. A lot of people don't. They might fold it up in a drawer. Let's say you've got a short little skate dress or a Latin dress that is too heavy to be hung on a regular basis, meaning that it's got, like a really heavy beaded fringe skirt, something like that, and you just don't want to have all that weight bearing down on it for, years or months at a time. Store that flat. Once again, you could put it in a cotton pillowcase, you got a scrap one, right? You got holes in your sheet, you get rid of that, and you use that leftover pillowcase to store your dress in. Always use a neutral color, preferably white. And that way, should the cotton fade, it doesn't get all over your dress. What if you don't want to store it underneath your bed or in a spare drawer because you just don't have space? Let's talk about how to hang it. I have 3 garment bags with me here. Classics. Now I have given you some resources for North America on where to get some of these, but if you are, somewhere in the world other than North America, which I know many of you are, then you'll just want to do an internet search on how to, get something similar to this in your area. Let's start with a classic black bag. Now there are a lot of options on these. They're really fairly economical. Some of them are labeled as breathable. Some of them are not. Some of them are labeled as waterproof, etc. So ideally you want to get something breathable. If you do have a breathable bag, you can store your dress long term just with it all the way zipped up because it is breathable, and it will therefore allow the air to flow and not have the your sweat help deteriorate the dress or mold or anything else. Or if you're just fake tanning, you know how horrible that stuff smells. I know how horrible that stuff smells. It's awful. So that is one option. If you go for this black route and you do not have a breathable bag, store your dress with it unzipped. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so option number 1. Option number 2 is a plastic bag. So the plastic bags, once again, come in different lengths. All of these come in different lengths, and you want to get something that accommodates the length of your dress. Over here, I'm actually storing my wedding gown. And it goes all the way to the bottom, and so this is really a perfect length. On this particular dress, I have shoved up in here a ball gown. Now, this is really convenient for traveling on the airplane or a train or wherever. Would I want to store it like this for long term? Good grief, no. This would be a wrinkled mess. So something like this you would want to store a Latin dress or a skate dress in so that it's, nice and compact. Also, this one, because it's, it's clearly a petroleum-based product here, it is not necessarily waterproof because they don't claim it is. The zipper isn't. The backpack, the backpack, I'm thinking not like your backpack or your tent. So anyway, this, however, is a really good travel option if you don't mind people seeing what you're carrying, because should you spill something on it or, somebody have something in the overhead bin of the plane, it's not going to get on your dress. So it's a good travel option. If you are using this as your long-term storage, once again, leave it unzipped so the air can flow around it. This cotton one, I didn't even know existed. This is a heavy cotton canvas, and one of my clients uses these. It comes in different lengths, sort of like a short, medium, long length. This is a bridal length, so her ball gown goes to here, and I still have 1.5 feet, however many centimeters that is, maybe, I don't know. I've still got about 1.5 feet excess here, so this is not ideal. These two options are very, very lightweight to carry. This thing is heavy. And when you've already got a 4-pound dress, when you add another pound of canvas that you're carrying around, this is not ideal for travel. It is, however, ideal for long-term storage because you don't have to worry about using up a sheet and you can still store it vertically like this. For me personally, I love the center front zippers. This one, I have yet to find any, but truthfully, I've not done a lot of research yet. I have not found a center front here. So maybe that'll show up in some of your internet searches. This, everything's kind of flopping around, but overall, this is a really fantastic bag for your long-term storage. All right, so that is the basics. Real quick bonus tip though, how to store your dress. 2 things. Never ever store your dress by the shoulder elastics because they will, this little elastic here is not made to hold a 3 or 4 pound dress, and it will wear the elastics out, and the next thing you know, you have no breast support, okay? It's not a good idea. So always store your dress with the tape hangers, or if your dress does not have tape hangers, then reach inside the dress, grab the crotch, and store the dress by the crotch. And that, in doing so, takes off all the weight off of the tape hangers and the shoulder elastics. It's a great little tip, and that way you don't wear down what is really going to hold your dress up. So there you go. We've got 3 options going from breathable to not breathable at all to heavy, very breathable. All different lengths are available. Do your own internet search according to what is in your part of the world, and just make sure that you store your dress nice and dry. And there you go. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you have gotten some good value out of this video. See you again another time.